Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to be taking a look at the total 3 altcoin charts and we are going to see where it might be headed, and we will cover both bullish and bearish scenarios as well, just to simply cover all of the different possibilities. Now, for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange here with the link in the video description down below this video. I personally love this exchange because, one, they allow anybody from anywhere to be able to sign up and trade crypto futures. So if you are from the United States like I am and you want to trade crypto futures, you can do it right here on the Blowfin exchange. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the total 3 charts, see what we've got going on here. So some interesting things that I've been noticing here, okay? So the first thing is in this last bull market with altcoins, or with the overall total 3 chart, what I have been noticing here is in the last bull market, we literally rose a total of roughly around 870%, okay? 870%. That is a lot of percentages, okay? So far in this bull market, we have not risen anywhere near that amount yet, all right? So from the very bottom bear market lows, we have risen a total of 233%. So we are still, if history does repeat itself, we're still down roughly a good probably 3/4 from what we were able to hit in the last bull market. So if we do end up going up to roughly around the same percentage points as we did in the previous bull market, there's a good chance, guys, that we could end up really skyrocketing here to some insane levels. I mean, just think about this, okay? So like I was telling you, in the last bull market, we went up around 870%. We are up currently 233% right now on total 3. If this thing does end up going up to over or up to right around 870% again or something like that, we will end up seeing total 3 go well over $2 trillion or so. All right, and that is going to be absolutely insane. Okay, but I'm not here to spread false hope or create hopium or anything like that. That's not my goal here. I just want to go ahead and say that it definitely is a possibility, considering that we did do it in the past bull run. But the thing that we do have to keep in mind here with this current bull run is we have a lot more altcoins in the market than we did back here in the 2021 era, okay? Back in the 2021 era, we didn't have 2.4 million different altcoins on the market, okay? We have a lot more altcoins on the market these days, and that specifically means that we've got capital that is dispersed more throughout a broader range of different coins. Therefore, we may not end up going up as high as we did in the past future, because there's a lot more people taking profits on much smaller coins and playing around with meme coins and all these other different meme coins out there. So there is a possibility we may not end up reaching these types of levels here. All right, but if we do end up reaching those levels, we will end up clearing 2 trillion with complete ease. Okay. But right now, as far as where we are currently at here on the weekly chart for the total 3, it's pretty nice because, as we all know, we did, like I was talking about in a lot of my past altcoin update videos, is we have had this big cup and handle that we went out, and we have been forming the top of the handle, and we ended up shooting straight up, and we are currently heading, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. We are currently right around this $996 billion range, and we hit this range right back here on around the beginning of September in 2021, and we hit it again as we were coming down into the next bear market in December of 2021 as well. So we are currently at this level, and the level that we need to break, this very key level that we need to break in order for the total 3 to enter discovery mode, is right around 1.13 trillion. So this is kind of the big key level that I'm personally waiting for. I realistically want to see us be able to cross this $996 billion level and be able to flip it into a support level so that we can gain momentum again and start heading upwards towards this $1.13 trillion level. And once we end up passing that and flipping that into support, then shit, guys, the sky's the limit from there, and who knows how high we will end up realistically going from there. All right, but The other thing that I want to take a look at here also is Bitcoin dominance, okay? Because as we all know, when Bitcoin dominance starts to drop, altcoins and the total 3 charts start to go upwards, okay? And that's kind of what we have been seeing here within this past week, all right? Obviously, as you guys can clearly tell in this weekly candle right here, altcoins went all the way back down and ended up going back to this support level here of 800, right around $841 billion. But it did end up retracing and going straight back upwards and gaining momentum again. And I think a lot of the reason why that is simply because Bitcoin dominance started to drop. And it started to drop pretty damn hard too, as you guys can clearly see. Now, as we are looking at Bitcoin dominance here on the weekly chart, we can clearly see that ever since back here when we started rising here on September of 2022, I mean, Bitcoin dominance has been literally just going straight up ever since September of 2022, all right? And we have been trending above the 20-period EMA pretty much the whole way ever since then, okay? So what we can see from this is obviously, if we end up closing this weekly candle below this 20-period EMA, and even better, below this support level here of right around 57%, my full belief here is that we will end up that altcoins will end up going much, much higher, and we will have, you know, a good kickstart to an official alt season, I guess you could say. All right. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to see here. I really want to see Bitcoin dominance start dropping further and further. People start taking more and more profits out of their Bitcoin, putting them into altcoins, and altcoins starting to gain more momentum and starting to go higher and higher and higher. Okay. Now, the other thing that I do want to point out here too is the fact that we've got these EMAs going on right here as well. Okay, so we have this 20-period EMA and we also have this 200-period EMA right here as well. Okay, now if Bitcoin dominance ends up dropping past this support level here of 57%, yes, it's going to be extremely bullish for altcoins, but we also want to be looking for a possible bounce down here on the 200 EMA as well. So if this ends up dropping out of support and we end up going down further, we want to be looking at this 200-period EMA, okay? If it does end up bouncing off of this 200-period EMA and ends up going higher again, I mean, that would be kind of, I mean, realistically, that'd be a little bit out of the ordinary as far as the current market dynamics that we're in right now. But if things repeat into how they were, or if history repeats itself and we end up doing what we did in the last cycle, we should end up coming down and going straight through it, and Bitcoin dominance starts dropping further and further and further, and we start, the official altcoin season ends up starting, altcoins skyrocket, and everybody's happy, everybody's got smiles on their faces. So that's realistically kind of what we all want to see here. But I realistically don't think, I don't know, guys. I just don't feel like Bitcoin is completely done yet. Therefore, I don't think Bitcoin dominance is completely done yet. And the reason why is because Bitcoin hasn't hit $100,000 yet. We literally hit right up at 99,000, right around like 99,600 or something like that. We didn't officially hit exactly 100,000 yet. So I personally think, again, this is a personal thought. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but this is a personal thought. I realistically think that Bitcoin is going to end up hitting 100,000 at some point in time. And if that does end up happening, I do think that Bitcoin dominance will end up, curling back around and going back upwards, even if it's back up to just 60% or so. All right. But I do think that there is a small chance that Bitcoin will go up. Bitcoin dominance will go back up a little bit, and then an official alt season will end up starting from there. Okay. So overall here, we want to be looking at both of these charts when we are looking into the overall dominance stuff, okay? We want to, or into the overall altcoin season, or the potential of alt season here. We want to be looking at both, obviously, the Bitcoin dominance chart, and we also want to be looking at the overall total 3 chart. And then realistically, a lot of people also look at the ETH-BTC pair chart as well, because that plays a big role in when altcoin season ends up starting as well. Now, one thing I do want to point out here real quick is I have a friend who does, I have a very, very good crypto friend of mine who I've been friends with for a very, very long time in the crypto market, probably around a couple years now. And he specifically focuses on long-term macro charts. He specifically focuses on these weekly charts, on the daily charts, pretty much on all of the macro charts, the macro outlooks. So if you guys are interested in that and you guys want to be paying attention to overall macro outlooks like that on a regular daily basis, come check out my friend here. His name is Endless Grind. It's at egrind26, and this guy is just phenomenal with overall macro outlooks, or when it comes to overall trading the market from a very broad macro viewpoint here. So if you are interested and you want to follow his stuff, go right ahead and give him a follow. He does some awesome stuff, and he's usually posting charts on a daily basis with a macro outlook as well. And he simply goes over Bitcoin, he goes over Total 3, he goes over all the big large cap altcoins as well. So again, if you're into that, go ahead, give him a follow. All right. So other than that, guys, from where we are currently at right now, I mean, we've got some big catalysts in play right now. I mean, we've got Michael Saylor, who's obviously still buying Bitcoin even at these high prices right now. So that's another reason why I personally think that Bitcoin completely isn't done yet here, and why I think that it still does end up going higher at some point in time, and why I think Bitcoin dominance still ends up going a little bit, ends up going up a little bit higher as well before we actually end up dropping big time and the actual true altcoin season does end up starting here. So overall here though, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this simple update video. So before I go ahead and wrap this up, if you did enjoy this video and you feel like you got some decent value out of it, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts on when you think altcoin season is going to be starting here. And with that said, for those of you guys who stuck around and watched this entire video throughout the whole thing, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you all in my future videos.